वो पहला क्वेश्चन यही है कि आपकी 10th में कितनी थी, 12th में कितनी थी?
Percentages don't matter as much.
ये ड्रास्टिक चेंज कैसे आता है? लाइक यू आर फ्रॉम फार्मा कैटेगरी, तो ये डायरेक्टर बनने के लिए कैसे, मतलब ये कैसे आया थॉट? आई एम फ्रॉम दिल्ली एंड दिल्ली हाइट की ड्रीम होती है कि गोवा
हाँ,
जाना है. यू
बिल्कुल.
वांट फ्रॉम द कैंडिडेट इन द अचीवर्स राउंड.
How much of kida that person has.
सर गोवा में है, थोड़ा रहम करो, उनको पार्टी करने दो. Welcome to Learn for Exam, everyone. So today I have the director of GIM. Alright, and उनके बारे में जानेंगे. लास्ट एपिसोड हमने किया था, बहुत बढ़िया रिस्पॉन्स आया था. सो प्लीज इस वीडियो को भी ऐसे प्यार देना एंड मेक श्योर यू हिट द लाइक बटन. ऑलराइट, सो स्टार्ट करते हैं. सो वेलकम टू लर्न फॉर एग्जाम सर. सो
Thank you. Thank you.
सो सर, सबसे पहले जो हमारा बेसिक क्वेश्चन रहता है सारे ही लीडर्स के साथ, वो पहला क्वेश्चन यही है कि आपकी 10th में कितनी थी, 12th में कितनी थी, एंड परसेंटेज एंड व्हाट वाज योर लाइक ग्रेजुएशन, कि मतलब ऐसे पहुंचने के लिए, ऐसे डायरेक्टर बनने के लिए कि 10th में हमेशा 10 चाहिए 100% या फिर 12th में भी 100% ऐसा होता है कि यू हैव समथिंग डिफरेंट?
Yeah, so I don't know how to respond to that. So the first thing saying percentages don't matter as much. What you learn does. So of course, I did my 10th standard a real long time back in the mid 1980s, and that time I got like a first class, must be 62 in an ICSE.
Okay.
12th would have been a 61 Goa board. After which I did a pharmacy. So I was a late bloomer, so to say, in academics. I was above average in my class at that point in time. Don't take the 60s of then are not the same as the 60s of today. It would probably be like the 70s of today, not the 90s of today for sure.
Okay.
In my B.Pharm, I did well. In my B.Pharm, I would generally rank in the top 3 in my class in all the 4 years of B.Pharm. Of course, those time, I think in my total batch of 30 students, we were probably 3 people who landed up with the first class in all the years. Nobody ever got nobody got a distinction in any of the 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And after graduation, ये ड्रास्टिक चेंज कैसे आता है? लाइक यू आर फ्रॉम फार्मा कैटेगरी, तो ये डायरेक्टर बनने के लिए कैसे, मतलब ये कैसे आया थॉट माइंड में? और ये स्टेप बाय स्टेप था कि एकदम जस्ट एक कोई क्लिक किया, किसने बोला एंड यू बिकम एन एक्टर लाइक दैट?
Yeah, so there are 2 ways to drive. Right? One way, of course, the right way to drive is look in front and drive. And the other one is look at all the time the rear view mirror and drive. So what a lot of people would expect. So I'm the director of a business school. So I did a B.Pharm and then I did an M.Pharm. So I'm a pharmacist post-grad. But and post that, most of my work was in marketing and not in pharma. And I did do some pharma work, but most of my work is in consumer marketing.
Okay.
So that's because I'm open to new things. I never thought at any point in time I'll be an academician first, and I didn't think I'd be a director of an institute.
Okay.
It just so happened that I did my B.Pharm. I didn't even know at that point in time that there is something called an MBA. So in my class, everybody wanted to get into masters. And, for engineers, you have an exam called GATE. That time, yeah. And for pharma, there's an exam called GPAT.
Okay.
At that point in time, GATE was the only exam. You didn't have a separate GPAT. Because all my friends were giving GATE, I gave GATE. And I had like an all-time high score for GATE for my college. I mean, in the history of my college at that point in time, I had the highest GATE score. Somewhere in the high 90s percentile. So I had a choice of doing a master's anywhere in the country. Any college I wanted, I would have got it.
Oh, great. Sir.
And I also had given GRE and got a reasonably good score on GRE. So I also had a couple of US MS admissions, but no scholarships. So the Indian one, because I had a good, GATE score and I could get into any college I wanted. The best college that time for the subject I wanted was in Chandigarh, Punjab University.
Okay.
But this was just a couple of years after the whole, Punjab trouble. So my parents were not very happy sending me to Punjab. So I took the next best at that time, which was
After the riots, like 1984, just after that.
Yeah, just after that. It's like kind of late 90s.
Okay.
Late 80s, yeah. So at that point in time, Punjab was out of the major trouble, but it still was not, seen as safe at that point in time.
Okay.
So Then I got into, I got into an M.Pharm and completed the M.Pharm. While I was doing my M.Pharm, so at that time I didn't know MBA. So among the students in my class who didn't get into M.Pharm, they looked at MBA options. Right? But when I did my M.Pharm in Ahmedabad, I met a couple of guys who are brand managers in pharma companies. And when I spoke to them, I realized that's something I want to do for the rest of my life. Till then, I wanted to have a research career. So when I had, at the end of M.Pharm, we had campus placement. And when these guys came to pick up people for manufacturing, research, and for quality, I told them I'm interested in brand management. And the fellow had a chat with me. He said, you know what, I'm happy with you, but I don't take decisions on branding. Why don't you come to the corporate office tomorrow? And I went and met the head of marketing, and he liked me, and I got a job in branding without an MBA.
Great.
Yeah. So that's how, and then I worked in the industry for some number of years. And after that, I decided to move back to Goa. I was brought up in Goa. So I chose to move back to Goa like a lot of Goans do. Goa is it's a fantastic place to live.
I am from Delhi, and Delhi head की dream होती है कि गोवा जाना है.
बिल्कुल. तो ऐसे में मैं वापस गोवा आ गया.
Okay.
And I thought a teacher's life would be very boring. So I never wanted to get into academics.
Okay.
So I came to Goa to set up a business, and I started a small, IT business of my own in tourism.
Okay.
But when I was doing my MBA, so along the way I did an MBA. While doing my MBA, I was very good at the presentations I made. So a lot of people told me you should teach. So I used to do a lot of corporate training when I was working in pharma. I was rated very well as a teacher. So when I came to Goa, I set up a business of my own, and I was teaching as a visiting faculty at GIM that time. And this was more than 20 years back, and at the Goa University.
Okay.
And at that point in time, they told me, you know what, we'd like you to join full time. So 6 months later, after teaching visiting, I chose that, it makes sense for me I love teaching. So I got into the teaching career. And 20 years later, I'm the director. 15 years later, I became the director.
So starting में you were thinking कि boring होता है. आपने visiting से जो switch किया, तो उस समय आपको exciting लगा कि पहले लग रहा था कि boring है, या फिर पैसे के लिए किया? What was it called कि हाँ अब permanent हो जाता है?
See, देखिए, if somebody is good in industry and you leave industry to come to academics, at that time even more, even today, पैसे के लिए कोई academics में नहीं आता. Right? If somebody comes to academics for money, the person must be really, really, really terrible. Yeah, because if at any stage in my career, if I chose to go back into industry, I would have got paid at least twice of what I made in academics. Today, academics pays better, but still I know, if I had to go back to industry, I'd get paid much better. So it's not for the love of money.
Okay.
But even today, when I walk into a classroom, I absolutely enjoy. There's nothing more exciting for me than going into a classroom and teaching. I really love to teach.
So you teach as well as a director in the college?
So this is the first year in my life in academics that I have taught probably just the equivalent of one course. Okay. Otherwise, in the other 4 years as a director, I would have taught more than any average faculty teaches, 5 or 6 courses in a year.
Okay. Yeah. So sir, abhi GM, you're right now in the GM college?
Yes.
So it's open?
Yeah, it's open. I've been coming to college from 20th of April.
Oh.
Yeah.
वहाँ पे ऐसे खुला हुआ मतलब सब कुछ, कोई issue नहीं है no?
No, खुला है मतलब all faculty come every day to work. All staff comes every day to work. We have over 200 people who come every day here. We have something like 320 students who are staying in hostels right now, but classes are online still.
Okay. And बाकी सब precautions है? कोई issue नहीं है? Precautions सब हैं, कोई मतलब issue तो नहीं है किसी को?
हाँ तो देखिए, September में हमने after Government of India allowed private institutions to get testing done. Earlier it was only the government because they had a testing capacity limitation. The moment they opened it up, within 10 days, we were like the first institution in Goa. I'm not saying educational, first organization in Goa who decided to have campus testing done. So we tested, in the first wave, we tested 110 employees of ours.
Okay.
So all students who come to campus, we bring them in, 7 days we put them in, in a quarantine facility. Our MDP center has beautiful, individual rooms. We put them there for a week. At the end of the week, we have, SRL Diagnostics send their team here. They come to the room, collect samples. After test is negative, only then they move into the, into the regular hostel. And then they can't step out of campus. We have a 50-acre big campus here. We provide everything to students. They can't step out of campus now till March.
Okay. And sir, as if right now we are doing this talking, so एक चीज पूछनी थी, तो GM का Achievers round होता है, right? So what you want from the candidate in the Achievers round?
देखिए, people who are academically bright and good, they're of course good, but they are not the only ones who are good. Right? The most interesting people and a very large number of successful people are well-rounded. Right? So if you look at people who are successful in business, people who are successful in jobs, people who are successful in most walks of life, especially in business. That's what we're looking at in an MBA program. These are people who have well-rounded kind of personalities. So what we realized is if you are a top sports person or you're a top musician, it's not just that talent that gets you there. It's hard work, it's passion, your ability to travel to new places, meet new people, adjust to new cultures, food, right? All these things are qualities which are superb for leadership, which are superb for managers. And that's something that we look for. If you ask me what you go to any company and you ask anybody, what is it that you look for in a candidate? I think across different kinds of jobs, the one thing that will come probably among the top things that people look for is passion. Achievers can't achieve if they don't have passion.
True, sir.
Right? So that's one thing we want to see, passion, and secondly, we want to see hard work.
Okay.
There is no champion. I mean, people might think Virat Kohli, is extremely talented. Of course he is. But if he didn't have crazy amount of hard work with that talent, he would not be successful. We've seen a lot of people in sports, in music, who are extremely talented, but never made it big because the hard work was not there. So for us, when you look at achievers, we are looking at passion and hard work. And therefore, whatever they do, it doesn't matter if they won a medal or no, but how much of depth the person, how much of kida that person has to be able to, try to be the best, to excel, to do the best that they can, irrespective of whether somebody is watching. Okay. That's something that we want to look for. And there we are willing to say, you know what, if you are a top sportsman and you became really famous, I don't mind that if your CAT score, if our cutoff for CAT was, let's say 90, and you are at 87, hey, if you are 87 and in the same year that you gave CAT, you also represented state, then 87 with state representation is far better than 90 without any other additional achievements.
Great, sir.
To balance both is really, really a big thing to do.
That's great. So, sir, अभी हमने बात कर ली past की आपके, and अभी आप यहाँ पर हो. So, you have very good knowledge. So, what is about the, अब अगर जैसे कि मैं हूँ, मेरे को अभी सिर्फ इतना पता है कि मेरे को CAT देना, मुझे इतना पता है कि MBA करनी है, बट आगे का फ्यूचर का तो मैं नहीं कर सकता बिकॉज मैंने सिर्फ पढ़ाई करी, मेरे पास एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है. सो एज एन एक्सपीरियंस पर्सन, व्हाट इज योर थॉट कि अभी जॉब्स ऑफ द फ्यूचर क्या होंगी, क्या होने वाला है लाइक फ्यूचर के अंदर, क्यों कौन सी जॉब्स रहेंगी, कौन सी नहीं रहेंगी? बिकॉज अभी जब ये सब आया तो बहुत सारी जॉब्स जा भी चुकी बिकॉज ऑफ AI, और दिन पर दिन मार्केट्स में यही हो रहा है कि कुछ ना कुछ जॉब, जैसे ड्राइवरलेस मेट्रो, तो पहले जो ड्राइव करते थे उनकी जॉब चली गई. सो इसमें क्या है?
देखिए, this is a topic that I really like. Jobs of the future. And why I like jobs of the future is, one, because it's exciting to look at. Dusra, because if we are training people for jobs of the future, whatever the future, 5 years before, we have to train them for how to get into those careers. Right? So there are two things that prepares you. One thing that prepares you are specific skills, which are hard skills. The other thing that prepares you are generic skills. Generic skills will see you perform and survive and do well over a long period of time. Hard skills today are good enough for 3 to 5 years max. So AI is important, blockchain is important, digital is important. All these are extremely important. But Python is not going to survive 10 years. Something will come in place of Python or Hadoop or Spark or whatever else. And therefore, how do you make sure then that some years later, you will not be obsolete. The only way you will not be obsolete is if you have some generic skills. Like one of the generic skills I see is how much of problem solving attitude you have, right? Communication. It'll never go out of vogue. The only difference will be instead of speaking, you might type, you might text, you might do some other form, but the basics of communication remain same. The medium is just a small little thing. It'll take you a little more time to understand technology, but you'll eventually get there. Today, you see a lot of 70-year-old grandmothers who are able to do WhatsApp. 10 years back, they couldn't. They were scared of those phones. So that's one. So when looking at problem solving, communication, creativity, and I think the single most important one is your ability to learn, ability and willingness to learn. If you have to ask me, you had asked me earlier, you became a director, do you plan and all that? If you ask me the single most important thing that made me successful in whatever I did in life was reading and experiencing new things. I think that's the single most important thing. I've traveled, over 25 countries. Even the first country that I visited, I never felt I was in a new place because I'd already read about those countries through novels, through stories, through newspaper articles, through magazines, through a variety of different things. And I think it is impossible for a person to be able to experience. There's a limitation how much you can experience, and time is a limit. The only way that you can experience beyond time and geography is to read and to watch. So watching movies, watching videos, listening to TED Talks, both of these combined are able to make you do things and experiencing things which you can't do otherwise on your own. So if there is somebody who says, that, hey, I don't read, then I think you're not ready. I don't read. TED Talks and all these, documentaries, they are boring for me. Then business is not a career for you and leadership is not a career for you. Because you have to be able to do that. ऐसे नहीं होगा कि आप किसी से मिलोगे. Tomorrow you might get into a different business. How are you able to connect to people? Or you go to meet somebody. Let's say you travel to the US and you're going to meet some business chap there. And that fellow starts, or some American comes to India. And India just won against Australia today. And let's say the person is excited about cricket. You can't say, cricket, I don't know, 11 players, running behind a small ball. You can't do that. You have to understand that context. And if you're reading, you're watching, you're into all these things, striking conversations, kind of building connections with people, that's something that you'll be able to do.
Okay. So, अभी GIM जो है सर, वो बहुत सारे अलग-अलग कोर्सेज भी ला रहा है, जैसे कि बिग डेटा पे अभी तक बहुत ही रेयर है. And because मुझे ये पता था, because I was like 2 to 3 years back, there was my friend who was working in the big data job. And उस समय बिग डेटा पे कुछ नहीं था, मतलब आपको कोई कोर्स नहीं है, कोई प्राइवेट कोर्स होता था, कोई बंदा करा रहा था तो जिसने पहले जॉब कर रखी है, वही चीज. और उसकी डिमांड बहुत ज्यादा हो रही है, जैसे जैसे बिजनेसेस बड़े हो रहे हैं, they need big data things. तो उस पे आपने कोर्स किया, फिर आपने बैंकिंग एंड इंश्योरेंस पे कर दिया. तो ये जो सेक्टर्स आगे बहुत आगे जाने वाले हैं, तो आपने अभी से उनको ये कैटर करना शुरू कर दिया है. सो ये थॉट कैसे आया, और इसको इन सेक्टर्स को आप अभी इनकी जॉब क्रिएशन कहाँ से ला रहे हैं? लाइक इसके अंदर आपका क्या प्लानिंग है कि इसको हम कैसे और कितना ग्रो कर सकते हैं? बिकॉज मैंने आपकी वो वेबसाइट पे सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन देखी है, द ग्रोथ इन दी सेक्टर्स बहुत तेजी से हो रही है, काफी तेज है.
देखिए 20 साल पहले whichever institute had tried out sectoral programs, they didn't work. Right? 20 years back, sectoral programs, you see, there were some institutes who tried with sectoral programs, including IIM Ahmedabad had an agricultural program, right? Sectoral programs didn't do well. And therefore, in 2011-12, when we chose to go the sectoral route, I know members of my board also said sectoral nahi chalega. But what I was able to, see and convince my board is management is changing today. And therefore, once upon a time, a generic MBA made a lot of sense. Today, I find businesses are getting very specialized. And because they're getting specialized, you need to be able to understand that. So let me say, जैसे देखिए big data का जो program है, ये actually sector specific नहीं है. मेरे अंदाज में हर कोई business जो है, ये big data से जुड़ा हुआ है. Big data, AI is not limited to one sector. It's not a tech sector. If you go to marketing, it's extremely important. Analytics is an essential part of marketing. If you go to healthcare, clinical analytics to marketing analytics to patient care to insurance, all of these are very strongly driven by AI, ML, deep learning. All these are an essential part there. So what we realize is it's becoming more and more specialized. There were many businesses where there's a dire need of, so we started first healthcare. Okay, US mein, for every $100 spent in that country, 17 to 18 out of $100 gets spent in healthcare.
Okay.
On an average, in most of the Western world, it's around $10 out of 10% of all expenditure of the GDP goes to healthcare. In India, it's slightly less than 4%. And every country, when I'm telling you, it is 10% or 17%, it's increasing, it's not decreasing. Healthcare inflation is faster than most other sectors. India may be aise hi hone wala hai. What is gradually happening is you're worried, right? You're worried about the fact if you have older parents. Your worry is not, can you afford a car? Your worry is, I just hope, touch wood, nothing goes wrong to them if they get into one of the big hospitals for any major procedure. Will I be able to afford saving their life?
True.
Right? And therefore we realize that's what's happening to healthcare. Abhi healthcare kaun chala raha hai? Hospitals kaun chalate hai? Doctors, surgeons and things like that. But they've never studied management. Something on the, without studying management also you can still manage. It's like saying, right, a homemaker can manage their homes without an MBA. But professional management is a different story. And therefore, pharmaceutical companies and medical device companies have been managed by professionals. And they run very, 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 very smooth, very profitable. But if you look at hospitals, you look at public health, they are not run by professionals. They're run by technical people, means either by doctors or pharmacists or occupational therapists or MPH or something like that. So they don't understand finance. They don't understand management as well unless you have the natural flair for it. And any business ultimately is basically at senior levels. You're managing three things. You're managing people. That's the single most important one. You're managing money and you're managing strategy of that particular business. And doctors are not trained for that. So we realize that industry is getting really large, getting specialized, but is not being managed by professionals. And that's where we got in first. If you look at banking today, and banking has been a very organized sector in the past. But today banks, everybody today realized, we have told them 10 years back, they would have not believed it. Today, how often are we writing checks? How often do you go to a bank to withdraw money? Probably some old people do that, but most of the younger people, you're increasingly, now you're not even touching your card. It's almost everything on the phone. True. Phone plus card sorts everything. So what the problem is, all the banks are filled with traditional talent who are very good, who understand finance really well, understand banking well. But everything is becoming technology. In the future, you may not have any branches at all. So what banks told us, so me along with my dean and along with a couple of other people from GIM, we went and met a lot of senior people in the banking and banking, insurance, financial services, NBFCs and things like that. And they all said, we see this change happening, but we don't have depth of expertise internally. We need to develop that. So for fresh talent, we said we can do a new program. So all the inputs on making this program were based on them. So it is really a technology management program for banking. It is not about finance and monetary policy and fiscal policy. It's a small part of it. A large part of it is how is it that you're going to be doing kind of, complete virtual banking? What's the role of blockchain? It's complete tech driven. And this is based on inputs from there. The other big opportunity there is existing workforce in banking has to understand these tools. So when we went here, we realized that because these businesses are getting specialized, they're finding it difficult to manage and they're looking outside their domain. So, who are the first people who are professional managers who are brought to run hospitals? These were people who were brought from pharmaceutical companies because pharmaceutical companies had MBAs. These are people who are brought from FMCG companies because they didn't have in-house talent. So we spotted that there was that gap. Same in banks they're doing. In banks, they're trying to get people from outside banks because tech they need to understand well enough. So we thought if people understand banking, finance, and tech, that will make a lot of sense.
So one question, which is like very common to me right now. कि जब मैं किसी स्टूडेंट को बोलता हूँ कि बैंकिंग वाला कोर्स आप ले सकते हो, इट्स अ ग्रेट एंड उसका फ्यूचर बहुत अच्छा है, तो सामने से रिप्लाई आता है बड़ा ही जेन्युइन सा कि बैंकिंग की जॉब ही नहीं करनी। लाइक दे थिंक कि हमें जॉब मिलेगी, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया में जॉब लग जाएगी हमारी। सो उसके बाद थोड़ा बता सकते हो कैसी जॉब होती है, क्या रहेगा क्या नहीं रहेगा?
करेक्ट। देखिए, हर किसी को लगता है कि बैंक की जॉब मतलब बैंक के ब्रांच में जाके बैठ के वो वाली जॉब, और उस जॉब के लिए एमबीएस को आज कभी कोई रिक्रूट नहीं करता है, पहले कभी नहीं किया था। For that, you don't need MBAs. You need people at an undergrad level are more than sufficient for that. Today, most of the banking that really happens and why they're taking MBAs are for two roles, right? One of the role is technology. This whole transition to move to technology, that's one, right? The second one is because MBA. So let's say a chartered accountant. A chartered accountant understands accounting really well. But if you ask a chartered accountant to look at a business and do an analysis of the business and tell us what the future of the business is, he'll do good analysis, but his analysis will be only financial analysis.
True.
An MBA analysis is not only financial analysis, it's strategic analysis in addition to financial analysis. So those are the jobs that they're looking for. They are not looking at people who are doing accounting jobs in bank.
Yeah.
That is not an MBA's job.
एक आता है बैंकिंग और दूसरा आता है इंश्योरेंस को लेके। इंश्योरेंस थोड़ी बेचना है एमबीए करके। अरे इंश्योरेंस बेचने की जॉब ही नहीं होती है, वो अलग है, उसके लिए कोई एमबीए क्यों लेगा?
करेक्ट। देखिए, इंश्योरेंस जो बेचता है उसकी स्टार्टिंग सैलरी 2.5 लाख है। कोई भी अच्छा, अगर आप एमबीए कॉलेज ले लो, अभी मिनिमम स्टार्टिंग सैलरी 10-12 लाख है, तो वो 2.5 लाख की सैलरी क्यों लेगा? और बैंक ऑल्सो, व्हाई विल दे टेक somebody at 10-12 lakhs when they can get that same job done with somebody with 2.5 lakhs? Hey, but in insurance there is a lot of other jobs to be done, right? So in insurance, looking at a corporate level, how do you make an insurance product?
Yeah.
What are things that need to get insured that make sense and that has a lot of value? That requires you to do a lot of analysis. Of course, there's a third end of insurance, and that's not where MBAs are taken as yet. That's where statisticians and very high-end quant people are taking, to look at what are the probabilities and therefore looking at the mathematics behind insurance. Taking insurance is like casinos. The house always wins. Insurance company cannot afford to lose. So they will look at probabilities. If the mathematics and the algorithm is done well, they'll always make money. The odds are always in favor of the house. And for that, you require people who are outstanding in math. So those who want to know about this, you should watch movies like 21, which are movies on data analytics. Yeah, if you know that well, those are the kind of jobs that they look for. And that's very exciting jobs, very difficult to get into.
It's like an option sellers. जैसे ऑप्शन सेलर थे मार्केट में, लाइक दैट इंश्योरेंस का वही सेम सेक्टर है.
Absolutely. So the insurance salesman is not a job that an MBA does.
And sir, इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर हो गया, मुझे लाइक आई थिंक सो नेक्स्ट डेकेड जो होगा वो मेजरली रिवॉल्व इसी के अराउंड करने वाला है, बिकॉज अभी बिफोर कोरोना कोई इतना सोचता ही नहीं था. अब तो लोग कितने ज्यादा, देयर इज ह्यूज इन्फ्लेशन इन द इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर एज वेल. वहां पे प्राइसेस प्रीमियम्स बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ चुके हैं, बहुत ही ज्यादा. So I think next decade जो होने वाला है, that will be about the this insurance sector definitely, or health one.
Absolutely, health, insurance, technology.
टेक्नोलॉजी तो हमेशा ही रहेगा, वो तो एवरग्रीन है, वो तो कभी रुक ही नहीं सकता. वो रुक गया तो हम ही रुक जाएंगे. दैट इज ट्रू. बट अभी तो एड ऑन जो ये दो सेक्टर हुए वो एकदम एड ऑन हो गया. एंड सर अभी जैसे जीआईएम है, तो ये इसका क्या फ्यूचर है? लाइक आपको लगता है कि हम इसमें कितनी ग्रोथ देख सकते हैं आगे नेक्स्ट 10 इयर्स में? आपका कुछ नया प्रोग्राम्स आने वाले हैं, अभी जो प्रोग्राम आपने स्टार्ट करे उन्हीं के साथ जाने वाले हो, या फिर और भी कुछ?
देखिए, we've added a lot of new programs in a very short period of time.
Yeah, true.
2018-19 में हमने BDA प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट किया.
उसमें मेरा ही स्टूडेंट था सबसे पहला. And he's doing great. He's doing really great.
एक ही साल में हमने कैपेसिटी डबल कर दी. And it's running at full capacity. First batch 60, second batch, the full 120, third batch is again come on 120. Exactly 1 year later, we started the Banking, Insurance, Financial Services program plus FPM, which is a PhD program. Right? I feel we need to stabilize a little bit. Starting a new program, getting students and all that is one part. And I think that's easy for good institutes like us. But you have to stabilize to make sure that we are not doing, so to say, Me Too programs. We are looking at programs that are futuristic. So look at new age banking. उसके लिए new age banking के लिए curriculum नया होगा. Textbooks may not be available. Our faculty will have to write those. Do new quality research there. All that takes time. What I do think, जो हमारे यहाँ भी होगा GIM में, is काफी सारा अभी online में and blended में वहाँ पे काफी सारा expansion होगा.
Okay.
मुझे लगता है कि देखिए, one of the things that's happening in MBAs in India in good institutes, unfortunately access का थोड़ा problem है. देखिए, in good colleges, other than the government college which is subsidized, in all good colleges, the cost of doing an MBA is between 15 to 40 lakhs. Right? Most of them are between 15 to 25 lakhs. If 15 to 25 lakhs for all the good colleges like us, look, students will all get a loan to cover. You will get a moratorium period. The interest rates, if you're a good college, the interest rates are special interest rates, which are lower than home loan rates. Despite that, not everybody can take a loan. Not everybody has an appetite for the loan. And therefore, what I think technology can do is allow institutes like us to offer other programs at lower price points.
Great.
Technology is the only one that can make it. And that's where I think you will see a lot more happening from GIM. The second place where GIM has a lot of people are asking us, because we're running a kind of a cutting edge big data analytics program and a cutting edge new age banking program. We're getting a lot of requests for doing executive education. So a lot of companies are saying, look, we like the talent that's coming in, but we have existing talent pool that needs to be retrained. And that's some place that I think a lot of it is going to happen. Shorter certification programs, specifically for companies who want people to understand data analytics, to understand how new age banking is happening, to understand blockchain, understand AI, ML, whatever,
Yeah.
and applications.
I was saying in the starting कि 2017 में जब मेरा friend था, लोग उसको अगर big data समझना है तो we need to find some people कि कौन सिखा सकता है. ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं. ऐसे कोर्सेज ही नहीं है. कोई कॉलेज नहीं सिखाता इसके बारे में. And that's the issue. और अभी इन सब की तरफ जा रहा है हमारा सारा यूथ, सारी इंडस्ट्री उस तरफ जा रही है, मूव कर रही है धीरे-धीरे करके.
This is one. The second one for us is internationalization.
Okay.
Last year, unfortunately, COVID की वजह से हमारा थोड़ा our plan got midway. We put up a big international so we want more international students to come into our program. And we want that not because, you know how Indian good institutions are. 400 seat के लिए last year 17,000 or 17,000 something applications we got for 400 seats. So getting students is not a problem. But business school is about diversity in the classroom. Domestic diversity, हमारे पास खूब है domestic diversity. All states are represented. We have a high representation. I think 43% of our students are girls. We have people coming from all kinds of educational backgrounds. Something like 60 to 63% of the students must be with work experience. But international presence of students is relatively smaller. So what we did was we started a big campaign of doing South Asia, doing some part of Africa, doing some part of Middle East. We had faculty travel. We had we had 600 people who applied through GMAT. But by the time we were able to complete the process, we were supposed to have 2 rounds of interview process in Africa. 1 round happened, but before the second round, COVID ho gaya, and that's why we got it stopped. So that second thing we're looking at is over a period of maximum 5 years, every single GIM student, we want them to have an international experience.
That's great. That's lovely. So, सर अभी GIM का फ्यूचर भी हो गया. सो GIM की जो एवरेज जो सैलरी पैकेज होती है दैट इज अराउंड 10 to 15 के बीच में होकर करती रहती है. सो इसका क्या फ्यूचर लगता है आपको, लाइक आफ्टर 2 to 3 इयर्स ये ड्रास्टिक चेंज, क्योंकि अभी बहुत टाइम हो चुका है टू बी ऑनेस्ट, मैं भी इंडस्ट्री में हूँ, तो ये 10 से 15 तो बहुत टाइम हो गया. जो कॉलेजेस 15 to 20 के बीच में वो बहुत टाइम हो गया. तो वो कब आप कह रहे हो कि इसमें थोड़ा चेंज आने वाला है या बढ़ेगा, ये अभी अगले साल से बढ़ जाएगा या फिर अभी 3-4 साल बाद बढ़ेगा? व्हाट्स योर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू?
देखिए immediately एक साल में कभी ये बढ़ता नहीं. It will be incremental. So I'll be realistic and I'll tell you what the truth is. However, I think in a period of 3 to 4 years, GIM's average salaries will jump substantially. I'll tell you why. Simple. देखिए हमारे जो सब specialized programs हैं, each of the specialized programs are doing extremely well. देखिए healthcare we started in 2013. Today it is easily the number one ranked healthcare program in the country. बाकी अगर आप you go to, I won't take names, it's not right to do that. But if you look at the best healthcare programs other than the GIM program, our salaries are roughly 70% higher on average. Healthcare salaries are otherwise low. We give our students business school salaries for healthcare students. Right? But we are the best there. हमारा जो BDA program है, now it is the third year of the program. The second batch will pass out now. In year 1 of the program, we had a ranking of number 9. Year 2, 6. This year 4th. In 3 years. Right? Big data का जो पहला batch था, उसकी average salary was higher than our PGDM of 27 years. And our PGDM of 27 years had increased over the previous year. ऐसा नहीं है कि PGDM नीचे गया. And banking financial services, we are looking at new age banking, which is the way we are doing the program is different from what anybody else is doing. So I think with having 3 programs, which in their respective domains will be the top program in the country, that's going to bring the salaries up. So my opinion, these are going to outpace anything else that you're going to see in the market. So in my opinion, 3 to 4 years from now, GIM should have average salaries that will kind of jump by at least 50%, if not more.
That's great. That's great. So अगर हम देखें तो GIM ने बड़ा ही स्ट्रेटेजिकली प्ले किया है यहाँ पर. एक तो PGDM अपना रखा ही है और बाकी के जो 3 आपने हेल्थ केयर हो गया, BDA हो गया, देन यू हैव द बैंकिंग इंश्योरेंस आपने जो भी स्टार्ट किया है, ये तीनों सेक्टर आपने वो पकड़ लिए जो नेक्स्ट डिकेड में अब बूम करने वाले हैं. दैट इज द बेस्ट थिंग बिकॉज मैं यही मानता हूँ अगर आपने एक बार MBA कर ली तो आपकी ROI तो फिर लाइफ टाइम चलती है. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट जैसे बच्चे कैलकुलेट करते हैं कि मैंने 2 साल की इतनी फीस भरी, 1 साल इतना सैलरी पैकेज मिलेगा, ये क्या ROI. दैट्स नॉट द रियल ROI.
Absolutely.
तो लास्ट टाइम
long term. एक बार आप अच्छी इंस्टीट्यूट से ट्रेन हो जाओगे, that's something that's going to stay with you for rest of your life. And when I'm saying this, I don't want students to get the wrong idea. Not only on CV, I think the difference is going to be in ability. The ability will be such, you will have a very good market value. So yeah, it is correct. 2-3 साल में आप ROI नहीं देख सकते. The ROI has to be seen long term.
Okay. And sir, इस साल आपके वैसे GDPI कैसे होने वाले, like online or
online? Of course, online ही होगा. वैसे भी, when we are predicting in July it looked like by September, October everything should be okay.
Okay.
अब भी हमने decide किया था कि that we should have at least a significant percentage happening online. अभी तो पूरा online ही होगा.
Okay.
Right? It makes sense. So why we look at significant percentage? I see the convenience. देखिए, मेरे जो सब board meetings है, मेरे institute के, I sit on boards of variety of other organizations. All our board meetings, all committee meetings, webinars, faculty development programs, executive training, recruitment. हमारे यहाँ recruitment is going on exactly like the way it used to be in the past. We are recruiting faculty. We just recruited 8 people. We have another interviews that are lined up. We should be recruiting another, 8 or 10 more people across different positions. My total recruitment the year will be around 30 people will recruit. All online. सब कुछ online ही हो रहा है. तो अगर ये सब online हो सकता है, classes हर दिन में 48 classes get scheduled every day at GIM, every day online.
सर गोवा में है, थोड़ा रहम करो, उनको पार्टी करने दो.
नहीं, हर student 48 नहीं करता है. Every student will probably attend 3 to 4, but we offer a lot of electives.
बट ये एक कंप्लेंट तो है मेरे पास आपके लिए कि स्टूडेंट बोलते हैं सर गोवा में आ तो जाते हैं पर ये छोड़ते नहीं है बाहर जाने लायक, क्योंकि इतनी ज्यादा क्लासेस होती हैं.
नहीं देखिए, business school is about 2 things that everybody knows who's gone to business school, and one of them is work crazily hard, and second is party crazily hard. You got to be able to manage both. Life ऐसे ही है. देखिए, students who are coming to business school, is their objective to land up in a retail bank job as a teller or something? That's not their objective, right? Their objective is to become a vice president. Their objective is to become a managing director. आपने कभी देखा है क्या कि मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर का लाइफ चिल्ड होता है, पूरा टाइम ही टाइम है? The only way that you're going to be able to do that is you got to be able to manage both. So the work is crazy, But do managing directors and VPs, do they also have crazy amount of fun? Absolutely. And if you have to learn that in business school. So business school mein aap ye dekhoge. So I have 3 master's degrees.
Okay.
Right? One is an MPharm, one is an MSc in health economics and policy, and one is an MBA. The amount of fun I had in the MBA, I didn't have as much fun in the other 2 masters. Right? I also studied like really hard during my MBA and did extremely well. You can see I'm a director of a business school. That's not possible unless I did well at whatever I did in my life. But I think that's the thing about business school. When you come in, you have to be able to balance both. If you're not able to balance, if you're somebody who will only do grades and not manage the rest of it, or you do only party and not manage the rest of it, you're not fit for careers that are leadership careers. Leadership careers are about balance. You should be able to do your job exceptionally well. You should be able to have fun, have a lot of time for your family, have a lot of time also to do other things like enjoy art, go and listen to music, whatever your passion, that you like to play a sport. You don't have to give it up because you're managing director of a company. So I can tell you, in every week, I must be reading at least 1 book. No, I make time to play sport. I am an avid sports person. I play the guitar. And I did a lot of these things, not when I was in college. Some of them I did after I became a faculty. I think that's what life is about. So those who come here have to understand that we are going to make you work really, really hard. It should take you the first 3 months. You should hate that you chose GIM because the work is going to be hard. 3 months later, you should have learned how to manage. And 9 months later, we will be worried. यार ये लोग बहुत party करते हैं, grades तो अच्छे हैं. We should be able to control these guys. That's the kind of person who should.
First 3 months you can't visit the beach. That's true, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. All right, sir. So, sir, कोई book जो आप इतने पढ़ते हो तो कोई any one book you want to recommend to the leaders जो भी देख रहे हैं?
One book.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can tell you. I'll quickly tell you 3 or 4, 3 simple books I'll talk, right? That I've recently read that people should look at. One of them is Factfulness. Factfulness. Factfulness is by a chap called Hans Rosling and his children. Hans Rosling, you can also see he has given TED Talks. He's one of my favorite TED speakers. He talks about statistics and what is happening in various parts of the world. It's a very, very good book for any student to read. The second is Ikigai. It's for slightly older people. It's really about quality of life and longevity and what's important in life. That's what it is. Third is by a guy called Michael Lewis. I forgot the name of the book. Michael Lewis, this is a book about behavioral economics. Very simply put. His famous book is Moneyball. I forgot the exact title of this. This is the third one. And a book that I didn't read very recently, I read a little time back, but I think it's an absolute must. Everybody should read is 21 Lessons for the 21st Century by Yuval Noah Harari. It's really a fantastic book. He has other books. Sapiens is also a very good book. This is a fantastic book for anybody looking at a career in management or leadership. Should be reading that.
Great, sir. All right, sir. Thank you for this session. And I will visit the campus soon जब ये खुल जाए क्योंकि मैंने गोवा प्लान बहुत जल्दी है and I want to visit the campus. बहुत सारे students हैं जो वहाँ पर हैं अभी and they're doing really great and I hope कि सब कुछ ये सही हो जाएगा, सब जल्दी से स्टार्ट हो जाए because GIM के लिए तो हमने I know कि GIM का मुझे पता लगा था 2017 में कि ऐसा कोई कॉलेज है जो कि PI, क्योंकि your college I came to know about your college because of that PI program, the Achievers Rank.
Correct.
You बहुत ही कम colleges हैं जो ऐसा कुछ कर रहे हैं and I really appreciate कि आप ये करते हो कि you give the importance to that person जिसके 87% हो और कुछ किया हो rather than कि उसके 90% I know CAT में. That is the great thing. That's the best thing I must say. क्योंकि उससे पता लगता है कि यार कॉलेज को कुछ तो अलग तो कुछ चाहिए, ये तो नहीं रट्टू तोते चाहिए सबको. That's great.
Thank you so much. Really been a pleasure talking to you.
Same, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Same to you, sir.